How about now? Do we have sound now? Let me know. It's giving me some issues here. I'm starting to get mad. Is it working, guys? Let me know.
You got sound now? It's good? You can hear me. Wonderful, wonderful. Don't you love technology? Every time I get on here to do this show, it shuts my microphone off, and I've got to go through all these bells and whistles to get the damn thing to work. So everything is good? Okay, wonderful. Now I can just say hello to everybody again. Hello, Carla. Hello, Sir Wayne. Denise, hello. Hi, Julie. Hey, Rob, how's it going? All right, Bill, thanks. Sounds muffled. Is this better? Let me know if that's better. Mr. Prism, hello, welcome. Mystic Mima. Let's see. Who did I miss? Sherry, wonderful that you're home. We are so glad you're home. That is just like the best news so far this year. Wonderful. Did I get everybody? I hope I did. Hello, Janice. Hello. Miss Pinky. If I missed you, just shout out and say, hey, what the hell's going on? Sandra, the lovely Sandra. Sounds great now. Good. Okay. Well, I'm telling you, you don't know what the heck to do nowadays. I got for every show, I gotta have to have a different setting. It's just driving me nuts. I think I have a better camera angle this time. So that's wonderful because can you guys see the stuff better? That is one of the pieces that I was working on during the week. I was going to wait and do each piece live, but we'll be here for like 6 months. So that's just not going to happen. So I got to jump on a bunch of stuff and I'm going to show it all to you before we work on what I'm going to work on tonight. Did everybody have a great weekend? I hope so. I know Bill was having fun playing in the snow. You know how it is. Look, coffee. What is my setup? It's a hot mess, is what it is. Because I have to change. I have to unhook the camera and put it on a tripod so that you guys can see. Ooh, oh my God, there was an earthquake. But so I have to switch and put it over on the table so you guys can see the pieces and what I'm doing. And then for my other show, I got to put it back on the computer and hook it up there. And then, every time, and I got to stretch the microphone all the way across so that you guys can, hear me flapping. So yeah, I've got to switch things back and forth. But every time I do this show and I do the sound, it shuts my microphone off. So I got to turn it back on. It's a big pain in the cheeks. You know what I mean? How's it going, Ace? It looks cold out your way today, Ace. But you still don't have enough snow. I think I should be generous and send you some because we've got a lot. Oh, Wayne had a good weekend. Wonderful. So that's good. Bill and I, we've just been playing with snow. And I went shopping today and I'm totally destroyed. I'm exhausted. Crazy, that we have to, eat. What's up with that? And I won't do grocery delivery because they always give you the crap, and I don't want that. I'm picky about certain things. So as you can see, guys, let's just dive right into it, right? Here, look at that little chair, a little Gothic style chair. You can see there. I can bring it up a little closer. See, I hate when I bring it up close and it gets kind of blurry. But that's the little chair that goes to the little desk. And then you can see all the angles of the little desk. It's got kind of like a little scalloped edge on the desk. And then, of course, you've got your crystal ball and a clock, some reading materials, and of course, we have a globe and a magazine that we have on top of that, and those two go together. And the bonuses is that we'll be by next Sunday. We'll be up to actually starting to construct the building itself, so that's going to be really cool. Wayne says, I wouldn't be able to do miniatures like you do. I don't have a steady hands at all. Well, mine aren't that steady anymore either. Big Stu, how's it going? It's nice to see you. So yes, even my camera's doing a little glitchy. Sorry, guys. I'm just gonna have to save my pennies and get a different camera. I don't know. I don't want to do it through my phone because then you can't see the chat, that good, and it just sucks that way too. So even though I get probably a better picture through the phone. But that was the first piece I did after our last show. So we'll put that aside. And then we'll show you the next one. The next one, I know, I thought of Steph when I was doing this next one because she would have been flipping out. Because this one was a bit of a pain in the cheeks. We've got ourselves a little cabinet here and all these little drawers. And then there's mail and stuff on the top. And some of the little drawers have little stuff in them. And these drawers, actually, the couple, they open up, guys. If you can see that, open and close. So yeah, I could see Steph pulling her hair out on that one. And they're all labeled on the front. I'm on my phone. My hubby and my son need me to help lift a piano. Oh, where are you going with the piano? Nice. If you want to drop it off here, I'll take it. Even though I don't play. I always wanted to play. Just didn't have a piano. Then the next one was this little cabinet that I did. Very cute. It's got some stones on the front. You get the little heart in the middle there. And then these little jars that I made, which I did save one to show you how to make one of those. I did save some pieces out to show you how I did it. Sorry, I've been MIA. We went bourbon hunting in Kentucky for a few days, and then a few days near a ski resort in New York's liver is finally back to normal. Oh, God. Sounds like an adventure, Stu. But yeah, and y'all little books in there, little magazines. A lot of fun with this one. This one actually has a backing. It's a clear backing, as you can see, but it has a detailed mosaic design on the inside. You really can't see unless you're really close up. But I'm sure it'll show up once we do the wiring and light up the building, which we're coming up to those parts where we're starting to do some wiring. And then the next one was this one. Man down, man down. I've got them too close together. This little cupboard here. I couldn't do that. I can't feel much in my right at all, but fiery pain. Yeah, I'm going to show you. Actually, I'm going to show you as I'm doing this, Julie. I have a lot of difficulty, if you can tell in my hands. I have arthritis, and I have issues as well. We have some chain we've got to cut. So that's why I always tell you to make sure you have good tools. And you just have to take your time. I couldn't imagine giving up these things. It's just, you just got to find alternate ways to make it work. I will watch still. I fell asleep, Laura, and I will catch up tomorrow. Don't want to miss it. Oh, okay, Sandra. I understand it's late. I wasn't sure when to do this. I figured, well, Sunday, nobody's usually on Sunday. And then Joe goes on to talk about his trip. So I'm missing out on that too. So I'm going to have to do team rewatch on Joe's show. But here we got this little cupboard, little doors, and you got little jars of stuff in the inside. And stones and all that. You can see, look at all that in there. Just really cute. It's a really cute piece. I can't wait to start putting them in the building because that's when you're really going to see the effect. And we're getting close to that. The next one here is this piece here, this desk. And you've got that little statue in there. And of course, again, another crystal ball. And then you've got a quill pen and ink. Has this nice tapestry over it. And this is on a hinge, guys. La-da! Pretty cool. There's a magazine on it as well. Little bits and bobs all over. Really fun. And then I had to make some suitcases. Those were interesting. And you can see it's even got a little handle on it. You had to put the handle on there. Pointing out to you guys, if you do kits, I'm used to doing, this is my first experience with kits like this. They're giving you either paper, printed out pieces that you could put over the wood blocks to make the pieces like this, or stickered, which are, self-adhesive stickers. The stickers suck. Okay. That's just the only way I can say it. They suck. They don't stay. So I'm going to recommend to you guys, if you have to have something to use and you've got stickers to use as the decal or whatever, you're going to have to glue it too. Glue and the adhesive from the sticker, because it just doesn't stay. I did a lot of swearing because I'll show you. This is one piece that I worked on. This little chest here. Okay. This is all wood. And then a sticker gives you that design. And then the top is all just a wood end caps. And then a sticker piece that makes the dome part, which you have to roll. And then you're going to stick this to make the hinge. And I had to use glue because it just doesn't stick. So if you get away with not finding something that has pre-made stickers in it, that's what I would recommend. Otherwise, you've got to glue it. Mystic says, I love to paint, but my hands shake. And I just have to adjust my style. Exactly. Just like this, you have to put an anchor point. So when you're doing something and you got it in your hand and then the tweezers, I usually use my pinky as an anchor point. So then I'm steadying myself. Same thing with painting. If you're doing it, you're going to have an anchor point. That's the only way that all of us old people can survive. Let's see. When I was 12, I taught myself how to play keyboard, but found out around 20 that guitar was more my thing. There you go, Mr. Prism. I used to play guitar too. And actually I was thinking about taking it up again and having Bill give me some lessons. But with the arthritis, I don't think I have the strength to manipulate the strings like I should. So I decided to opt out of that one. Laura, this is my new furniture for when I move in. Oh yes, Wayne. We're just gonna have to shrink you down to about have you ever seen the TV series or movie The Borrowers? Wayne, you'd have to be about that little to fit in any of this stuff. Stu, those look amazing. Well done, and props to you for working with such tiny pieces. I couldn't do it. You'd be amazed. It really isn't that bad. It really isn't. Bill goes, come on, let's do it. Well, first, Bill, I don't have any money to buy a guitar, for one. I would love to be able to play again. But yeah, I just don't think I have the strength to hold the strings down. The chair looks like it belongs to Susan, Wayne. Yeah, no, Susan needs a chair like that. She does. That's for the fairies, Wayne. That's what Pinky said. That's right. If I had an old tree stump in my yard, I would totally do that, a fairy village. It would be so cool. Again, here I'm making steamer trunks. And these are just two block pieces of wood. And it's a paper design that you're going to glue on. Excuse me. And I had to make a couple of those. And a lot of this is all made ahead of time so that it's ready for this project. Has a lot of pre-made little pieces that fill the building. With the last one I did, it was more of a building construction than the little tchotchkes here and there. This one's got a lot of these little pieces. And then I did this one as well. I've got this little book cart. Isn't that cute? That is just the stinking cutest thing, which goes inside of this. So apparently this is all going to be going into the library section. And there we have a stack of books. It has like a medallion in there, but actually it's a clock, as you can see. Excuse me. And then it shows in the photograph that this little cart will be going like this inside the room. It'll be like that inside the building. So pretty wild stuff. And then you've got like little pieces like this that I'll show you. This is actually going to be a wall hanging. See there? It's just a little piece that I made. 2 pieces that were glued together. And always remember to take off those rough edges, guys. I put on a backing, and then I filled it full of the little crystals. So there is that. And then we have this little gadget here, which I'm assuming is going to go on a table at some point. It hasn't told me yet. Again, the directions are rough. You really got to pay attention. But it has a book, a clock, and then this represents apparently a candle of some sort. All of these pre-made things. I'm going to show you how to make one of these little boxes. Yeah, this was real fun. Little boxes, all kinds of little boxes. And we will be showing you. This is how they come. That's what you have to start with. And then you have to assemble the little box and glue it. And I'm going to show you how to do that today. And then you have paper rolls, like rolled newspapers. I had to make a bunch of these. And these all look like they have newsprint on them. Really cool. And then you have to roll them to insert them. One of the things right here is in one of these little crates that I had to put together. And then there's a couple of the paper rolls and then some mail. So we have those. Here's one with a set of jars on top. And I'm finding that I had to use both types of glue, the alcohol-based gel, which works wonderful with the stones, but takes a little longer to dry than the regular white craft glue. And then we have this cute little thing, cute little box. We have right there, little box there made, again, out of a wood-framed fancy back to give you that old trunk look, and a little witch's hat with some mail. So really, really cute. Just, I wish I could get it just a better close-up for you guys, but it's the best. That's the best this camera does, apparently. So we're flying by the seat of our pants. And then I did these today, little shipping boxes, which will be filled with those rolled newspapers. Obviously not Amazon. Actually, it looks like an old-time Warner a cable symbol on there. So maybe they rated the old-time Warner bill. You know what I'm talking about. So that's pretty much getting you guys caught up. Let me get caught up on the chat here. There's Steph. How's it going, Steph? What do you put in that crate? A speck of dust? Well, no, we put in, I'm going to put in little news. I put the little newspapers and stuff in. Look at how cute that is. That's so cute. And I actually did my first wiring piece today, which is actually drying. It's hanging on the lamp, but I'll pull it down to show you. It should be set by now. I did it before we went out. But there's where, and I'm going to show you the kind of wiring that we're dealing with. It's very small LED lights. This is going to go inside the building. And this cube is going to light up. You can see it there. That's what I worked on today. So we'll get that out of the way. I'll show you the wiring that we are working with. The bag is over here. Let's see who else. I didn't want to know. Who did I miss? Who did I miss? Hi, Tom. Welcome in. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Maybe Mike Tyson makes miniatures too. Yeah, you never know. You never know. Hey, Michael. How's it going? I don't know if I said hello, but hello again. It's hard because the chat is off to my right, guys. So I'm trying to catch everything with one eye. Laura, what website do you get these from? Well, I got these as gift. They got them Amazon, but I found out through Joseph, Bill, that there is an RV hobby store. Actually, not too far from where you are. You probably know the name of it. I don't remember the name of it. They have them because Joseph goes there and gets his RC cars, and he says in the back of the store, they have a ton of these kits in there. And Joseph, actually, yeah, I got them for Christmas. So it's probably where he got them from. And they're about the same amount of money as if you got them on Amazon. So Miss Betty, hello, hello, hello. So this is the wiring, guys. And they gives it to you in a bundle. I'm not going to undo it. I'm just going to show you what the lights, those are the lights. They're all little tiny LED lights. And what's beautiful about this kit, I didn't have that advantage in the last one. They pre-cut the casing on this wiring. So when I'm ready to attach everything, all I got to do is just pull those right off and then twist the wiring together, solder it, and then we're ready to rock and roll. I know where it is. It's in Clinton. Yeah, yep, that's it. Go there. He said the whole back of the store is full of these. I thought something was up because they questioned me about stuff before the holidays. So I'm thinking, ooh, maybe I'm getting another one. So there's a place in ATL that has miniature kits. Julie enjoys putting them together. Yeah, they're just fun. They really are. And all different kinds, all kinds of different things, it depends what you're looking for. You can get like, the English garden or this. I'm like I said, the first one I put together was a castle with a lot of, the witchy stuff and all that. It goes great with the studio here. This one here is the Magic Treasure House. Actually, and I also worked on this today too. This is the roof peak of one of the rooms on the Magic Treasure House. It's a giant witch's hat. But it's later on down the road. And then I also got as a gift is the Edinburgh Castle. Or Edinburgh. Sorry, Edinburgh Castle is the name of it. So it's going to be cool. But like I said, I was going to wait. And I go, if I keep waiting, God, Jesus, we're going to be here for 6 months. If I don't do a little bit at a time and then just explain to you how I did it. So, yeah, check stuff's high beams. Oh, that's great detail. Yeah, it is. And also, I recommend to anybody, when you want to start making it like your own, because I do that a lot. Sometimes I don't always follow the directions because I want to do something different. But save the wood pieces, guys. Once you use up the prefabricated pieces, because this is all your parts come on these. Save these because you have little pieces of wood left that you can use. So if you want to make something extra, you have the wood to do it with. This is really easy to cut through. And if I wanted to make something else, I got a big patch of wood right here that I can use to make something little and something a little extra. So it's not Edinburgh, it's Edinburgh. Okay. Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you very much. Edinburgh Castle. So I always tell everybody, hold on to these until the end. And if you don't want to use it for anything extra, bad habit, my husband gets on me about it. I save them because if you see this, you can cut these pieces out and use them as floor planking for hardwood floors for another project. So I'm always thinking, what can I use this for? What can I, so it comes in handy. It really does. I just always set those off to the side when they're empty. So that's what it is. It's Edinburgh. Raw. Okay, we're going to show you first, before I jump into tonight's project, how to make one of those rolled newspapers. Blessing is they gave us a little dowel to use to roll the items. Before, what I was using was a paintbrush handle or even a shish kebab skewer. That works also. but they were nice enough to include this little stick. And you're going to just take this pre-made little magazine paper that they gave you. It's got all kinds of writing on it and fancy pictures, and you're going to roll it up like a newspaper. And I always decide on what side I want to start having the inside. You want this kind of the show because that's the fancier piece at the top. So make sure you just start rolling from the bottom. And see, this is, you got to do it from, and make sure it's even, because otherwise you'll have a cockeyed newspaper. Unless you want cockeyed, then it's cool. So just lay it against that bottom piece, and then you start to roll. And then you roll it tight. You know, kind of like, in old days when you used to roll a joint. Old school, old school. So you're going to just roll that tight as you want it. And I keep going. Let's get that tighter. I want it tighter because it's got to fit in that little box. And then you're going to get to that end piece. And that little end flap. Flip that up. Oops, here we're a little cockeyed. So I got to straighten that out. Let's straighten that out. There we go. So you got that little end piece there. And then you're going to get your glue out. This is where, 3 or 4 extra fingers help. If you forget to do it, just a little dab will do you. Take the tip of your knife. Thank God I did my nails, right? And then you got that little flap, and you're going to put that little bead of glue all the way across, right to the edges. And then you're just going to roll that right back up and keep rolling it until it's tight. How's it going, Fawn? How are you? And there you got it. It's tight right to that rod. See that? And then give it a little twist, and it slides right off of there. And there you go. A little round rolled up newspaper. And then that's ready for the crate. And actually the next one, this set goes into that box that I made. So we're going to take that box, the little Warner cable box, and we're going to get our tweezers and grab one of those little rolls of newspaper, a little dab of glue, and we're going to stick it on the inside because that's where they want us to put it, inside that little box. Pull those flaps down. Get them the hell out of the way. And you guys see? Fold those out of the way. And there you'll see I've got it in there. And you don't have to shove it all the way to the bottom. Stick it wherever it's going to fit best in the box. Because you still want it to be able to be seen. That's the whole point. So then you're just going to grab this one. They wanted us to put 4 in there. And then there's 2 others that go somewhere else. Again, a little dab of glue. Stick it in. And then you've got 2. I need a little bit more glue than that. I would have such a hard time doing it. No, you wouldn't, Carla. I guarantee you wouldn't. Everybody says the same thing. It's like, oh God, how you? I'm telling you, it really isn't that hard. And then we're going to put this one in there. And then one more for good faith. We're just going to stick that in there like that. So there you go. That one is finished according to the directions. And just take our little box and set it off to the side. Now the fun. Let me read get caught up here. It's so cute. If I'm doing well, how are you? Sorry for not being so active in chat, people. I'm super sleepy and I'm trying to math my way out of the music problem. Oh, that's okay. That's okay. Forgive me for being new to this, but do they make haunted houses? Yes, they do, Stu. They have all. The last one I did was, like I said, was a haunted castle. It was a witch's castle. But you got to get online, get on Amazon, and type in miniature kits, and there's all kinds of them. And this is what actually inspired me to take the old big scale dollhouse that I did years ago, strip it down and do it in a creepy gothic style and have it sitting here in the studio. And now that I have better wiring options, I might rewire that one as well. So that means total strip down, total redo. I just haven't decided yet. I'm actually where the hell I'm going to put it, because that is going to take at least a year for me to complete. Bill said, I just looked and they make a boatload of them. Yeah, all different kinds. So, you know, you don't have to do spooky or creepy or whatever, magic style like I'm doing. Like I said, they have English gardens. The next one I want to get has a train. I think I told you guys about that before. Did you see that one, Bill, with the train? Oh, freaking awesome. I've got to have the train one. So let's see. My signal keeps dropping out. Oh, no. So I'm not the only one that's having glitches. I don't feel so bad then. Hey, Sage. How's it going, Sage? So yeah, that's the next one I'm after is the train, which is going to be so cool. Okay, guys, we are going to be making a broom. And let me show you. Did I say hello, Fawn? I think I did, but I'm going to say it again. Hello, Fawn. Here is a crooked staff. The crooked staff. We put the little gemstone in there, as you can see. And what I have to do next is I have to wrap wire around this. They give you 2 different gauges of wire, and the measurements they want you to cut. But I'm going to save that for after we do the broom. And here is the staff for the broom. That's the staff right there. You can see that. Wayne's going to sleep. He's leaving us. Oh my goodness. And okay, I have a little bit of a nick on there. So what I'm going to do is file that down. Remember, I said the best thing to use is an old, oh great, and I just broke it. Now I get to show you how to repair some. Must have been a weak spot in the wood, but I removed that little piece of wood that was sticking up that would have caused a problem. Here we have a broken piece, guys. It broke. Glue 911. It's really not that hard. Get that piece. Add a little bit of glue in there. And see, I think this is a flaw in this kit because the finish is still on that piece. It breaks from the inside. It's like a flaw of some sort. Really weird. That's okay. Let's get the piece that come off. And then we're just going to put it back together. Let me find the correct way. And you should be able just to drop it in once you find the right way it goes. I think I'm going to have to get the magnifying glass out for this one, guys. Yeah, magnifying glass. This old girl can't see that well. And we're going to put this under the magnifier so I can see what the heck I'm putting back together. So if I have any complaint about these is that, yeah, some of the stuff is flawed. It will break easily. You just got to be really careful with it. Let's get it on the right way. It should go on like that. That's the way it looks like it's going to fit. Yeah, right there. Come on now. Come on. Now I got to hold it for a little bit so it'll stay. It usually sets right up, so don't worry about it. It usually does. I'm just making sure I've got this right. That goes up. Up, and that's out. And that's got to go the other way because it goes this way. That's the only part that stinks. There we go. Now we've got it. So I'm going to lay it down flat until that sets. And then we can continue with our broom. And the beauty is also if the glue dries clear. So I always try to put a little bit more on it to give it a little bit more stability in that area. So I hope you guys can see that. A little bit more stability in that area so that it kind of beefs it up. You know what I mean? Just like anything, like you like with welding, you if it's a weak point, you're gonna put a little more big of a bead on there just to beef up that steel. Same thing in the craft world. Put a little extra glue on there just to make it a little stronger. And then we're just gonna let that set for a minute before I mess with it. This way it gives me time to check the chat. Good night, Wayne. Have a great sleep. Steph Girl, these days are long behind me. Let's see. Oh, be right back, guys. Okay, Fonz. Maybe she's doing a coffee run? Mystic, can you find ways to work those calories off? Well, isn't it all the big rage now is that Tybo stuff? You guys see it. I see it all the time. Oh, just walk your way. You're 60 years old. By time, 2 months from now, you'll have the body of a 20-year-old. Mm-hmm. Sure. So yeah, you can see there that I've got it glued. It's all back to being where it should be. And I'm going to rest it on this piece and let that dry before I mess with it. So I don't want to break it. Again. See, and I was all excited to hop right on and show you how to do that broom. But right now, I'm just going to show you how to twist the wire around the staff. All right. In the directions, it told me to cut 70 millimeters of wire because I was going to use the majority of it to wrap around the staff, and then the rest was to secure the twine to make the bristles for the broom. So I ended up cutting off 20 millimeters, or no, sorry, 10 millimeters to save for the broom binding. The rest of this goes on the staff. Now, the trick with this is, this is what I always do. I mean, it's a personal preference, I would think. On the end of that wire, if you can see that, how skinny that wire is, I make a little bend in it. It gives it kind of like a handle. Okay, so then you've got like a little, see that little, I don't know if you can see it. There you go. See a little bit of a handle that you've got. So it gives you something to hold on to when you start to wrap it around. And I usually use my fingernail. If you don't have that option, you can use pliers. And then all you're going to do is hold that little tail with your fingernail and then slowly starting to wrap around that staff. And I want to double check that because I want to see where the wrapping is going. It's going to be going downward. And there, you keep holding that little tail. Try to do the best you can without snapping it in half. And bringing it down. Sage, I glue my face together. That's a joke between my sister and I. Oh my goodness. And then when you get to that short end, when you think you're not going to be able to hold on to it, take your pliers, the trusty pliers, and keep wrapping it until it is complete. Now, see, it takes me a little longer, like I said, because of my hands don't want to work. So I just take it slow, wrap it around, and then I compress it so you don't end up getting wire shoved into your finger. And there is the wrap on that staff. And that's ready to rock and roll. We could set that aside. Now, I can work on the bottom part of the broom for you guys. I'm thinking I'm held together with baling wire and duct tape. Yeah, well, duct tape is like the engineer's best friend. Don't you know that? My stream froze. No frozen stream. A Mystic, no, watching Laura's stream. I hope, hopefully you guys you're enjoying it, but okay. We've got a length cut here of just basic, it's twine that they gave us. And the measurement, I do believe, was 70 millimeters. So, because you're going to have to fold it in twice. So you're going to have to fold it in half the once. And then they want you to fold it in half again. And I'll show you once I get it all together. So there you get, it's all folded. Got your little bundle there, little U there up at the top. And what you're going to do is you're going to cut that with your scissors. Hold it together the best that you can. So that's what I'm saying. Fingernails really come in handy with this. And you've got it there where it's clipped at the top. Because what you're going to do is add glue to your staff, which is right here, the one that we just repaired. And we're going to have to be very ginger with it because see that it was damaged because it's not 100% set. So it would probably be easier if I take a dollop of glue and stick it right in the center of all that twine, because you have to put that staff down in there so it has something to adhere to. And we're going to pick that up gently, gently, gently. Let's see if we can get away with this. Probably not because it's not set up. I'm going to grab the tweezers so that I'm not putting any undue force on it. Just like that. Because you got to remember, you've got to make this look like a broom at the top. That's what the other piece of wire is for. So you're going to glue all of that together and then get that short piece of wire, which is here somewhere. Oh, right here. I have chain hooked to it. And what I'm going to do is take this wire. This one's even thinner here, this piece here. And again, making that little tail on it to hold on to with your fingernail or pliers. And then start wrapping from the bottom to the top on this. That's the only difference. You want to have that tight wrap on it. This is where tweezers come in handy. There we go. And then I'm going to start wrapping around that broom and pulling it as tight as I can without causing it an issue. But then you're going to see how we're getting a broom here. And you're see how that's starting to come together. There we go. That's starting to come together. Neck bone don't like me as much. Turn my head this afternoon and I feel like 10 years old tonight. Oh, all of my 10 years old tonight. I'm doing awesome, Mystic. Thank you. How are you? I'm trying to catch up, guys. I'm trying to catch. What are we making? We're making the broom for the house, the witch's broom. So there we've got it. The wire is wrapped. So you're going to hold on to that piece because we don't need the rest of that wire. I'm going to clip it. And of course, here's our trusty pliers. Get as close as you can. And give her a little squeeze. Come on, there we go. Cut that off. Take the end of your pliers. I was going to use the tweezers, but this is easier. Grab that tail end. Wrap it around the best you can. And then crimp it tight. So you don't get it shoved into your finger. Because that would be a bummer. So now we've got the top of the broom set and ready. And what we're going to do now is get our scissors and cut the ends so that we can make the bristles. I'm sorry, guys. The bristles of the broom. And by doing that, you're going to untwist all of that twine. Now, if it's easier for you just to take your bent tweezers and running it through there, it loosens up those twisted pieces, so it makes it look like a regular broom. And then you can choose to leave it as is. I'm trying to get that one there untwisted. Can you see that? You can either leave it as is, because what broom is perfect, or you could trim it. It's up to you. Let me get a better spread on this. There we go. Or if you've got, I don't have it handy, but you could use a comb also. And there we go. As you can see, we've got ourselves a broom. Set off to the side so it can dry completely before we use anything else. Okay. You making stuff for a dollhouse. What it is a kit that I got for the holidays, Fawn, and it is called the Magic Treasure House. It's all magical, all potions, lotions, and motions. I don't think I could ride that one, Laura. Yeah, I don't think I could either. But if Wayne's moving in and he's taking over, and if he's tiny, like I said, he could hop on and take off. There's more to that broom design, but I want that to set up before we start playing around with it again, because there's a piece of chain. Look at the chain, guys, that I have to attach to it because that broom is going to be hanging apparently from the ceiling. That's the chain. Now, all they're telling us to do with the chain when we attach it to the broom is to glue it. Don't you believe it? Yeah, don't you believe it? It's really tiny chain. I would put glue and then that small tiny wire that we just used, which fits through the loops. I would use the wire as well. Wire it and then turn it so you could crimp it and it'll be tight and it won't move. If you just glue it, I just got a bad feeling. Yeah, it's not going to work because of the metal. Even though the craft glue works on metal, plastic, and so on and so forth. Yeah, no. If you can do the double whammy with the metal or the wire and the glue, I would recommend you doing that. But we're going to put that aside for now until that broom sets up. We don't want to stress it out because it's still drying from the repair. Okay. Any questions before I move on to the next one? Next is the mop. No. Just the broom. But we are going to be working on what they call... Oh, and I didn't show... I got to show you the other one things too. It's called an energy meter is what the next thing is called. And this is the blueprint for the energy meter. That's what it's going to look like when we're done putting it together. And those are all the parts. Woohoo! So I'm going to leave this down here because I got to be able to see how the hell we're supposed to put this together. But I did want to show you. Where did I put that bag? All of the little signs and things that I did the other day. Rob, it's all very gothic looking in Laura's miniature house. Yes, it is. Actually, I would show you the other one that I finished. It's on the shelf in front of me. But if I move the camera, it's going to get all messed up. And then you're really going to see a problem there. Okay, we don't need to show you those right now. But we've got our little magic sign, which says World Witchcraft or Warcraft on it. World Warcraft. And then we've got our little easel, little tiny easel, and it's got ghouls, ghosts and ghouls on that little sign. I've got to get a better camera so you guys can get the close-up of it because it really is cute. And this one just blows. Put those all back in the bag because I don't want to lose them. And then we have framed portraits that we did, or that I did. Well, I'm thinking I got a group here. It's just me. This, I don't know. It doesn't look like Whistler's mother, but it's some woman in a big collared dress. That's her portrait. And then just several other little portraits that I did. And all they were is just the square blocks. And then again, these were stickered pieces that I glued on with regular craft glue because it just does not stay. And then we've got fancy framed photos. Hey, Tim, how's it going? And there's a fancy one, all in that brass. And then we've got this other one here. This is a clock. I can see I figured the lighting would be better. I mean, the lighting is better, but it blurs out stuff. That's where I'm getting a little annoyed. But there we have a clock. You can probably see it better if I just leave it on the damn paper. And then, of course, you're going to have store shop signs like this one. Let me grab this one. So it's little, these will be attached to the building and the doorways. Then I have this gold one here. I think this is also, yeah, this is also some sort of, it's like a sundial. And there's like a sundial on the inside of that, which again, it was a sticker. I had to adhere it to a regular piece of paper and then glue the whole thing on. Otherwise, it wouldn't have stuck. So yeah, a bunch of photos and stuff like that. That's what I've been getting the jump on for when we start putting it all together. So I put everything back in the bag. And it's good to keep little plastic bags so you have all this stuff together in one place so you don't lose anything, because nothing worse than ending up with extra parts. And you're like, okay, what the hell happened? And see, prime example. I didn't use glue on this one. I did this yesterday and that sticker still didn't stick. So now I gotta make sure I got it the right direction. I'm gonna have to glue it down because it's not gonna stay. Back to work tomorrow, Laura, after 21 days. Oh, you lucky bugger. You had 21 days off? Wow. That must really suck now. Yeah, you got to go back to work. Okay. On the sign itself, put that glue on there. Spread it all the way around. Put that sign back in its place. Level it off. Like I said, fingernails help because I'm holding it in place as I'm pushing it down and smoothing out all of the little bubbles. Don't worry about a little bit of overflow of the glue. That will actually help it out. Let's do the top part. So that's what I'm saying. This is my first experience with stickers. You figured, oh yeah, let's glue. No, it didn't help out at all. It was just very frustrating. You put something together and then you go back and look at it and the stuff falls off. I don't like to have to do things over and over. I like to do it right the first time and then move on. Smoothing that all out. And then we'll let that sign stick off to the side so it can dry. There we go. It'll dry. It'll be good. We'll be good to rock and roll. Shit, check it out, Carla. Good to see you. You haven't stopped by my channel lately. I'm dropping music a couple of days. Well, I'll have to check it out. Everybody's been so busy. It's terrible. Oh, I don't blame you. I went after 21 days. That's why it sucks when you have like a long weekend and it's, yeah. And you're like, oh God, but after 21 days, I'd be like, yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot going on. Everybody's doing changes and stuff like that. I would get that done. Sneeze, spend the net. We looking for my broom. Oh, Sage. Believe me, I have done that. I've been working on stuff and I'll sneeze. But the thing is, it's nice. I have the boxes. I'll show you what I've got. Hopefully this isn't screwed up, but that's everything in front of me. And there's boxes there. So if I sneeze, I blow it right into the box and recovery. So, oh, okay. I was going to show you this next before we move on to the energy meter. I was going to show you how I put the box together. Okay, let's see. Let me scroll this down. 21 days. My hubby goes back to work on the 19th. Yeah, everybody's on their way back to work after the holidays. Okay. It gives you indicated lines on here where you're supposed to fold, but it's pretty much given. Where you see the space is where the fold's going to be. I recommend using the ruler. It's going to give you that straight edge that you need. So here we've got the flap that we have to take care of. Make sure that that is flush and in the right spot where that bend is. Bend it over and I run my nail over it. And then you've got that perfect fold. Do that on every line. I've got there's glue or something on that. Okay. Line it up, fold it over. And you do for every section. So it gives you the fold of the box. And there's that. So you've got, now you've got all the folds for the box. Need to retire. Yeah, I know. It's, and I was forced into retirement, which sucks because I planned on retiring from the laboratory that I worked for. And of course, Bill didn't have his laboratory anymore because I would have went to work for Bill. Because Bill is a genius when it comes to ceramics. He has created some of the most beautiful teeth I've ever seen. And I'm not saying it to blow smoke up your ass, Bill. It's the truth. They were so natural looking. It was brilliant. But now that I'm retired from it, I'm like, oh, I don't regret it now. I miss the work. And maybe, well, of course, like I said, maybe that's why I love miniatures and stuff like that so much, because, when you're creating crown and bridge work, I mean, that's little work pieces, works of art. And Bill and I, it wasn't machine. It was all done by hand. We all did it. We built the crowns with porcelain, with paintbrushes. And after they were fired, we ground them in with hand tools. And we made them look as authentic as possible. And then I would add in, because I was also the stain and glaze person. So I was the custom color technician. I would add the color that it needed extra after the build to make it look real. Oh, it's the truth, Bill. Your work was beautiful. So here we go. Now we're going to put this box together, and we need a little bit of glue. But that's the one thing I miss. But as far as getting up early in the morning and it's like 10 below zero, don't miss that at all. I get to roll over and snuggle back down. Instead of going outside, starting the truck, clean the truck off, swearing bitch because I'm freezing to death. Yeah, no, I don't miss any of that. And I always swore that when I retired that I was going to throw my alarm clock in the yard and run it over with the truck. But unfortunately, my husband still works, so we still need the alarm clock. Otherwise, that would have been history. Okay, so we put a little glue on that flap. I take the tweezers, run it on the inside, and pinch that section closed. Make sure it's flush with that fold. And then I just squish all that down. Make sure that it stays in place. I hold it for a second or two. On my phone, and I hate it. PC is better. Yeah, I never... when you don't see me saying much in chat when I'm on somebody else's stuff, it's because I'm on my phone. And I can't type worth the damn on my phone. So, yeah. Better on the computer. Hey, I'm headed off. I was really fun to watch this. I solved my math problem. Oh, wonderful, wonderful news. And thanks for stopping in. I'm glad you enjoyed it. See, this ain't everybody's groove, but they wanted me to do it. So here I am. Here I am. So, okay, now we get to fold in the end pieces after this sits for that couple of seconds. And always make sure you got it where you want it, because once the paper ones stick, it's done. You cannot save that. Now, this is where you kind of fumble a little bit. So try to get the best grip you can on it, because you're going to fold in those end flaps. I use the tweezers again to give me the crease I want. And I do it individually. You can't see it. It's pushed all the way inside. I don't know if you can notice. Sometimes it gets too far and I have to use the hooked ones. You got to pull it back out, because you want it to be flush with the rest of it, so it gives you that square end that you're looking for. Have you gone insane yet, stuff? And then you're going to fold down the ends, the other sides, so it gives you that end piece. Now it's all folded. Get the tip of your knife and start slathering that glue in there on each flap so it all sticks. Then again, take your tweezers And you have achieved end. And if you like, you can always flip it over, set the box on your work surface, and push your tweezers down on the inside to make sure that it is stuck. So there you have the end of your box, guys. That is one end. This is still my groove, but I'm off to scream at the Steelers for the next 3 hours. You don't like the Steelers, Stu? I don't know. Whose favorite football team is what? I don't know. I'll watch anything you do, Laura. You're a lovely person. Oh, thank you, Rob. Well, see, this is the downtime. I'm not traveling outside in this crappy weather. All it's done is snow. I can't stand it. So, yeah, I'm not traipsing through. If I had the opportunity to get a building, then I would consider it. As far as investigation goes. So I'm sticking to just interviews and anything on the side because it's just not going to happen. I'm still hoping. I haven't heard anything yet about that state hospital that I might be able to go in. I've got to contact my brother-in-law because he's got the connection. I'm hoping we get to do that because that I think everybody would enjoy. And I've been dying to get into that place for years. But as far as anything else, you guys are going to have to wait till spring and the cemeteries dry out because that's where I go and I'm not mucking through all of that. Last thing I need to do is to fall down and, break something. Then I'm in trouble. So it's interviews, open mic, and this. Of course, once in a while, I'll do the tarot cards and stuff because that's fun. It's all in good fun. But there you go, guys. That's how you put the box together. We have box. Oh. And then we just set it aside and let it dry. Okay. Let me see. Catch up. Okay. Oh, he didn't answer me. If it's I'm a Pitts. Oh, here we go. in Pittsburgh, and they are my team, but they are frustrating. We're playing the Ravens for the division title and the playoff spot. Winner takes all. I'll be yelling. Oh, okay. So if anybody hears loud profanity and screaming, it's Stu yelling at the team to get their shit together. I have friends that love to watch that. They'll be screaming at their TV too. But the wife is a Giants fan. And I think her husband's a Steelers fan. So I don't know. I don't watch it. I don't know. I'd rather play football than watch. Of course, the days of playing football are done for me. I get tackled in there. My back goes out and that's it. I'm in traction. Okay, let's get all of our parts together. Actually, those are all there. I got to flip it over because this is telling me how to put it together. Okay, first they want us to take this piece here with the little arrow on it. I don't know if you can see the little arrow or not. Oh, thanks. Stu likes my box. All right. We have to put a green gemstone in the center of this. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Ooh, we're doing model making today. Yes, it's every Sunday it's going to be, Mark. I spent Christmas building an HMS hood instead of doing something useful. All right. Good night, everyone in Raw. Take care. Oh, good night, Fawn. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Don't forget that Wednesday I am going to, actually do Morning Brew tomorrow morning. And then Wednesday I'm going to have Joan from Ladies Fright on. She's awesome. Can't wait to interview her. So try not to miss out on that, guys. Yeah, I was talking with Bill. Bill has a stash of models that I didn't know about. I might have to get myself a couple of models and put them together. I haven't done a model since I was a kid. I don't know. Have they improved on the model glue? You know, the stuff that would give you brain damage. The stuff was awful. Okay, okie dokie dokie. Let's see. We need a green gemstone. Do I have that in this bag? I don't know. I don't know. Let's stones. Let's check. Yeah, I must have it in that bag. I have little bags all over the place. Those are the bigger stones. What did I do with the little green stone? Ah ha ha. I have found it. And it is here. It is here. I put it in the eyepiece so it wouldn't roll away on me. I need the green one to put in that little spot. Laura's got a nice box. Wow, thank you, miss. I try. Okay, so let's give ourselves a little squirt of glue. Try to be conservative, because you end up wasting a lot. You don't realize how much. Okay, I do like a double whammy. I put a little on the little peg piece that the stone is going to pop into. And then I put some on the stone itself. And this is where it can get a little bit of a pain in the cheeks. But you got to get that grip on that bead. And then grease up the end on both sides. And then put it inside the little piece. Ozzy, how you doing, Ozzy Cat? Welcome, welcome. Steph knows boxes. She is an authority. So let's get that stone there in place, and then I'm going to maneuver it with my nails. If you don't have nails, fingertips, tweezers, whatever works for you. And I have one in. Come on, come on. I've achieved in. Well, kind of, sort of. Let's try it again. Let's get it in there. We're going to have to get our tweezers out again. I'm going to lay it flat so I can maneuver this. Twist it and pull it up into place. Come on, work with me. Work with me. And almost got it. One end to go down. Come on. There it is. Oh, we have bead. We've achieved bead. So that is in there. Okay. And now we have to put this piece into its base. Now, all of these I pre-sanded to get rid of the rough spots, but that's the base that it goes in. Get the end that's going to go into that base section, which is, can you see right? See how it looks like a little cross? You're going to want to put glue on either side of that cross there and those little nubs there. Right there. Kind of like, like when you're applying like wood putty or something like that. Don't say tweezers. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Yes, I said bead. Now, you're going to slide this male part into the female part. Bam. You have a base. Set that aside. That is the beginning of your energy meter. Now the fun part. We have to put on the rest of the spherical pieces around the face of that. And that's all done with glue and tweezers. So you've got your half moon pieces. You can see how they're like half moon. Camera, stop glitching. You're starting to tickle my feathers here. Man down, man down. Okay. So you've got your half moon pieces, and you've got two sets of those. So it's one is for one side, one is for the other side. And a little bit more glue for this one. Put that on, spot on. Pick it up. I'm going to use the black tweezers for this because they're a little bit more stable. And what I do is I just dip those ends. Dip, dip. Don't worry about strings. They can come off later. And you're going to see where the placement is on the directions and how they tell us to place this. So it's in the center, below that arrow. Make sure it's centered on the sphere. You've got one side in. You're going to turn it around. And the glue is usually pretty good. It usually holds it in place. Make sure it's as level as you can get it. Now you're going to do the other side. Again, extra fingers help getting it positioned the way you want it. You know, like when you're, picking things up with your toes. Does anybody else do that? And then we'll find the center on the back and do the same thing. So now you have a complete sphere. And let's see if it's going to be even. And you're looking at it, it's even. So that's what it looks like, guys. We got another one of those to make with a blue crystal. So we set that off so that it can dry. So you get your second piece. You've got your half moons there already waiting. Let's get our base. Ooh, it's taken off. There we go. And our blue bead. We're going to repeat the same process. Fun, huh? Not as fun as the drunken show, but it was still good fun. Okay, that was one hell of a show. Hopefully everybody enjoyed that one. That's like a once-a-year deal. Once-a-year deal. I want to get this. No, that's too tight. I've got to use the metal ones. I hope you can see it. I got to use the metal ones so I can get that glue where I want it. And I've got a lot on that section. So I'm going to drop that bead in right in its position and then pop it into those little pegs. Always trying to be as careful as you can because you don't want to break them off. The thing is, you could still repair it, but why have to if you don't have to? You know what I mean? That's the best way, is just try to be gentle. Get it into place. Like right there. And ta-da, we have bead. And then again, just repeat that process with the base. Putting your glue on. I always forget to keep my hand up where you guys can see it on the camera. You've got your glue in place. I've got a little bit of something extra on there, dried glue, to clean the blade off. And then insert it into the female part of the stand. Let me clean this off. I know, bad. I use my fingers. I think I'm getting moist. Oh my God. Woo, wrong show. Your finger positioning is key. It is key. It's very important. You don't realize how much. A little dab will do you again. And then we're going to pick up the half moon pieces, dip, and put it in place. So we got a little bit of a tail going on there. Don't be doing that now. But yeah, I'll have to look into the regular models. I'd like to put a few spaceships together. But I got to check into the glue because that glue was just horrific when I was a kid. I can't, hopefully it's changed a lot. Hopefully it's not as toxic. It's some bad stuff. I wonder why everybody's kid was stoned back in the 80s. Getting high off of modeling airplane glue. It's terrible stuff. And there we go, guys. There is number 2. All done. And then you just set it off to dry. Let me catch up here. I love that. They have powders for that. Oh, God. I'm starting to get turned. Oh, jeez. What am I missing? White blob with a tail totally doesn't sound naughty. Oh. I need coffee. You guys are too much. You guys are just too much. And apparently we need the naughty button, right? Yeah, I think we do. I think we need the naughty button. Oh, I realized, Laura. I realized. Yeah. Naughty button coming your way. Fresh, fresh, fresh. But funny. I like the extra thin glue. So much easier, less messy. I have the alcohol based gel glue, which is okay. Just takes a little longer to dry. And of course, you get the other glue, the craft glue, which is you can use on all of it. Works well, but depending on what you're using, I don't think it would work well putting together like a car or an airplane model because of the plastics. Also, another tip, when using the pre-adhesive stickers, these lovely little things, some of them you had to fold in half, so they're like letters. If you get anything like that where you got to fold it in half and it's got that shiny coating on the top of it, take your nail file and then just rough it up. Rough up the surface, then put the glue on it, and it should be fine. I'm naughty, but I'm not a pun. Yeah, the thinner glue makes it easier cleanup. I think my chat has run away with itself. Any questions, guys, before we start putting the other part of the energy meter together? Any questions you have? Any inputs you could put in? And like I said, if you're looking for something like this, Amazon. Unless you have like a hobby shop near you, check them out. This way you wouldn't have to wait for it to be delivered. Like I said, the next one I want to get, it's I believe a haunted castle, and it has a train that goes through. So I really want to check that one out. Adhesives, do you mean pasties? Yes. Always put extra glue on your pasties stuff. My narration of model making is erotic. Oh my God, really? Well, it could be. I don't go that far, but I mean, I put my question in there. It is a bit. I didn't know it was so erotic. Maybe I should use my phone voice. Now you take your tweezers. Slowly insert them. All right, let's get those out of the way before I knock them over, which is always, a good thing to get them the hell out the way. Now we got our next parts here. Our parts, people. We have I don't even know what you'd want to call this. Staff. You guys, I'm sure, will come up with something. Yes, there's one with a train. I got to find the picture and put it on there. It's freaking awesome. And then, I mean, they have these. This is a smaller kit. They have some really big ones. And I'm like, oh. But I mean, those are like $60, $70, $80. And I'm like, yeah, this is ridiculous. That's too much money. And of course, the fancier and the bigger it gets, the more it costs. Okay, and this one we have to put in this lovely yellow jewel. And we have a bit of wire that we are going to put in. And of course, it gives you the size you need, 22 millimeters in length. It's amazing how good the wire shows up, and it's smaller than the other crap. Oh, baby, that's small. Yeah. Your cat's watching. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Okay, our bead obviously has a drilled hole through the center so that we can insert the wire, because that's going inside of this. Fun, huh? And they don't really, There really isn't a slot. You kind of have to just put it there, glue it, play it. Well, actually, no, it's long enough. I could probably bend it over the sides. That didn't sound good, did it? Bend it over the sides. I probably should have made it a little longer, but I'm going to glue it in place. And hopefully it will stay. Or, of course, I can also just cut another piece and then use it and wrap it around. What is the woman in Paranormal Bingo Bollocks, Eleanor? Laura sounded like her. Oh my God. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Call it a rod. Oh my God. Well, no, because it's really not. I mean, look at the shape of it. So it's really not a rod. I don't know. It's really not even. Nah, I'm not even gonna go there. I don't know. I don't know. Steph's calling it a big stick, so that's what we're gonna go with. The big stick. Oh my God. In Paranormal Bingo Bollocks, Eleanor. I see a future career for you, Laura. It involves phones. Jeez, I was told that long time ago, Rob. Long time ago. Pass. I'd be embarrassed just to say it on a phone. I mean, it's different if I'm talking to my husband or something, but yeah, to some stranger, that's just gross. And then I would, the better part of me would get the best of me, and I'd start calling him a bunch of dirty names because he was such a pervert. So won't do that. Okay. So now we're going to apply our bead to the sphere. Let's see if we can get this to work. I'm thinking I'm going to have to recut a piece. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. Because it's a staying. It's a staying. But here, now I got to hold it like this until it dries. So we get to look at this. I'm just kidding. Bend it over. Who doesn't like hearing that? Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Mark, but I didn't say it. I didn't want to have to go there. Now, where can we set this? Aha, we could set it on here so it dries. Oh, I'm genius. I'm genius. I'm going to set it on this other piece that I put together earlier. There we go. It was like it was made for it. Damn, girl. Okay, well, we actually have to wait until that dries before we can assemble the rest of that. So we're going to go on to the easier stuff. Penetrates the object. Yep. Oh, you guys are just, I'm sorry. You guys are just fresh. Brewster the Rooster. Okay, so while we're waiting for that to set up, I'm going to show you how to put together all of these little bits and bobs that are going to go into our treasure house. And I just knocked that over. So let's fix that again. Big turkey. Really? Anything to get me going. Let's try it again. Oh my goodness, it's not going to work for me. It's going to just flipping, flapping, you know what I mean. Let's try this way. I got to get that to sit up there so it'll dry. Oop, nope, it's just not happening. All right, I'm going to lay it that way so it sits there. There. That's it. There. Laura bought out the cog. Brought out the cog. Like planking, only cuter. Oh, yeah. We'll leave the planking to Sarah. Okay, these are all of the things that we need to put these little jars and planters and stuff together. See, little baggies. Remember what these little baggies used to be for? Okay, so give yourselves a little more dab of glue there because we're going to need just a little bit. Just a little bit. And we're going to take this fancy blue bead that we have here. If you can see, can you see that or no? I'm going to put it there. How about that? Can you see how cute that is? Blue with silver decoration. And we're going to put a plant in that. Instant gardening. I've heard it called many things, but never treasure house. I'm going to start calling it that from now on. Sounds so much better than a box. Mark. They'll be like, Mark, what are you doing? I'm putting stuff in the treasure house. Hey, I found the bead that I was looking for. It got stuck inside of here. Ta-da! Well, isn't that fun? Okay, so we've got our little blue bead here. This is actually going to represent a planter. And we've got our beautiful, look at this beautiful fern. Oh, my goodness. And we are going to actually just squirt some glue right down inside that bead because this is a mighty fern. And then you're just going to put it in there. And of course, they made it longer than it should be. So we're going to have to trim the end. Bunch of turkeys. That's what I'm saying. When you've got the directions, they don't tell you nothing. So take this piece. We're going to chop the top of that right off. Our bead is still full of glue. And there you go. Look, instant plant. Doesn't get any better than that. So if you don't have a green thumb, don't worry about it. I don't think you can kill this one. But there you go. That is all set and ready. And we're just going to set that off to the side and let it dry. And then our next project is going to be, which I think is pretty cool. We're going to do another crystal ball on this fancy high-rise stand, which is actually a flower bead upside down. Could it be considered a love seat? Yeah. I suppose you could call it that. Piggy says, funny you said glue, and we just drove past a glue factory. Oh, boy. Yep, found the bead. The bead was inside the bead. Okay, so this is going to be for our crystal ball. And what's this? It's a lovely multicolored bead that is going to be the crystal ball. Runaway ball, runaway ball. Now, this is where I use the alcohol-based gel glue. It seems to work better with the beads. So we're just going to, again, a little dab will do you on the plastic piece that I use there. And I use the wider tweezers so I can grab a hold of that bad boy. Oh, holy crap. That just reminded me of foosball. Okay, so you're going to put the tip of your tweezers inside the bead. Put a liberal amount on that one end and then put it right on that base, using your nail to slide your tweezers out. And I just knocked it off. Let's try it again. You gotta love it. Nothing ever works the way you want it to. Just doesn't. So we're going to cheat, and I'm just going to use my fingers. Get it on there. And the only other thing I don't like about the alcohol-based glue is that there's strings. Kind of like when you're using a hot glue gun and you have all those strings. And there it is, guys. And then we're just going to take it and move it off to the side to dry. See, this is all just little tedious little things that you've got to do just to get it together. Laura, I'm getting temperature. Now I'm going to have to go out in the snow and cool down. What you do is you strip down, hose yourself off, and go run around in the yard. You'll be fine. Believe me, it'll work. Okay, our next one is, it's going to be this jar, which is pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that. You take your snap end. It's a brass snap end that they're using as a base. Again, I'm going to use, actually, it's a plastic bead, so I'm going to use the white glue for this one. And I'm going to cover the base of this large plastic bead. And I'm going to run it around that edge, but I want some to go on the inside as well, just a little bit, so that it fits down on that plastic or that brass piece. And I'm just going to set it on there. And there you have the base of your jar. Can't get any easier than that. I tried getting it together, but the more I watch the stream, the less. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Mark. I didn't think that miniatures could be so erotic. Maybe we should call it the erotic miniature hour. Okay. Now, according to the directions, we have to put a couple of beads on the inside. So we have these lovely diamond cut cone-shaped green beads, and we drop those on the inside. And they said to put 2 of them. So we put 2. There, jar's full. And now we take our second brass snap, put it in the white glue, and pop it on top. Instant jar full of green gems. That's it, guys. That is what it looks like. See if I can lift it up far enough so you guys can see what it looks like. It's not going to happen with that. I'll grab it with my fingers. But there you go. Little clear glass jar with green gems in it. And that is set and ready to rock and roll for when I'll push it a little closer this way. You can probably see it better if I do it this way. Wrong way, wrong way. See, it looks like a little jar. It's too cute. Too stinking cute. Okay. Next is, oh, shay. That's okay. Doesn't make a difference. Now we have this beautiful beaded sphere piece. It's just a circular pearl type halo, if you want to call it that. And we are going to put, it's just another crystal ball that we're going to be making. Very easy. Again, using the alcohol glue. We still have enough on there to put it on that bead. Wow, it sounds like it's storming outside. I don't know, Bill, you still in here? It sounds like we've got a blizzard going on outside. I hear it hitting the window. And I just set that on that base and let it set and dry. So you got to, this most likely is going to go on a shelf or on a desk. Don't crush it. Yes, it's all about the prep. See, this is all prep work for the building that we are going to be starting on very, very soon. Okay, one more jar to go. We've got this here, a blue bead. Again, a pretty blue bead with its silver decorations. And the holy crap, I'm thinking I'm short beads in this kit because I was bitching. I find they're all stuck inside the other one. Turkey, there they are. I've been looking for those. Okay. So what we do now is same thing. Just get some of the white glue. Grab your tweezers. And here's your bead. That's the bead we're working with. There it is, setting up straight up, you can see. And grab your snap, brass snap, which is your cap, and place it on there. Make sure it's centered. And there you go. Jar. I'm telling you, I tried to talk Dylan to get one of these kits for his daughters for Christmas because his girls are very crafty, like their mom and like dad. And I think they'd have a ball with this. But there's our little blue jar, ready to rock and roll with that. Okay, the next thing is going to be pretty interesting. I need, what did I do with that wire? I need a piece of wire. I don't know where it went. I have lost wire, guys, so I got to cut another piece. It's here somewhere, but that's all right. I have more. There's more. So we're going to take the wire and we're going to have to cut because we're going to make a banner. So first of all, from the last cut, I have a little bit of a bend. I want to straighten that out so I get the correct measurement. Correct measurements. So I straighten that out. And they're telling me to cut 15 millimeters. So that is 5, 10, 15. So that's right about there. Let's match with what they have measured on the paper. That pearl necklace, you mean? Not a sphere. Well, yes, actually it's not a necklace because there's no opening to put the necklace on. So it's pretty much a sphere. All right. Well, halo. It's kind of like a halo. With the number of beads in that kit, I'd say they had several balls. Yeah, sometimes they're a few balls short, Mark. That happened the last one I did, and thank God I used to make jewelry because I had extra balls on hand. So there, I cut that to the measurement they indicate. Cut it off. Goes through like butter. Like butter. And this, I have to find the banner. And the banner is, I'm not going to need those extra beads. So I'm going to take those and put them back in the bag. That's what I'm going to do. Put those away. So we don't lose them because you'll lose that stuff real quick. And the banner is right here. Don't want to lose that wire again. What the flippin' A, Laura? And it is 7-4 is the number for that banner piece. So I'm going to find it on number 7 sheet. These are all of the, of course, those are the stickers. And I think I did show you already the pieces that they gave us for the decorating. Like here, you can see them all that you have to punch out. Some of them you have to trim and cut. If you don't have experience with these and you don't really pay attention to your instructions, I always recommend make copies of all of these. So if you F it up, you can rub it out, with water, scrape it clean, and you'll have an extra. A hard way to learn is, you don't do it, and then you're like, oh, now what do I do? So always make sure that you make copies. It just saves you a lot of trouble in the long run. And the number that we're looking for, is right here. Is this bad boy right here. And we're just going to take him out of there. I'm really excited about starting the construction on the building itself. Because then that's when everything comes together and it's really fun. You mean micromillimeters? Yeah. Oh my goodness. You think millimeters are fun? Wait until you start measuring thousands of millimeters. It's millimeters. It's a pain in the ass. You learn it quick because this is all, a lot of this stuff all comes from China. So of course they use the metric system. So if you're not familiar with any of the measurements, look it up, learn it. Otherwise, not going to work out well for you. Okay. Now it's just saying to stick this little flag to the metal, the wire. I was thinking about rolling the end over, but we'll give it a try just to see if it's going to work. If it don't work, then I will do I'll roll it over so that you know that it stays on there. It's trial and error with a lot of this stuff. And then you're just going to put it right on that edge. And make sure it's a pretty good bead. You can see I've got a pretty good bead on there. Lay it down right on the table or the instructions wherever you're working. Take that piece of wire and you have to put on gold beads on the end. You could wait. Excuse me. You could wait till this dries and then do it, or you could pre-do it. It's up to you on how you want to do that. I think I'm going to pre-glue. Then I just set it and it's done. But, you know, it could not work and then we just got to do it the other way anyway. So let's grab. Make sure your beads are laying in the proper position. You've got 2 of them. See? La, la, la. Load the end of that wire up with the glue. So you see I've got a good bead of glue on there. And then you just put it right inside that gold bead. And of course it's going to make it difficult for me because that's how it works for me. And there you go. It's on there. Just repeat it on the other side, obviously. Excuse me. All this talking, my God. Hopefully I'll be able to talk tomorrow for the brew. The brew clue. Crew. Oops. Come on, you stinky little beggar, you. Roll it back over. In it goes. There we go. Now you have like a little gold barbell. The screens are light and airy. Aren't they just amazing? I know it's, you know, everybody goes, oh, Christmas is over, but I didn't know we had this on the restream, so I used it tonight. So I like that. It's pretty. Okay, so now that we have our little barbell like that, I'm going to lay that flat. And see now that it is raised up off the surface, it's going to make it harder for this to stick. So what we're going to do is flip this over. And then just stick it right there on that gold barbell. Take your tweezers, push it into place. And then let that set and dry. Which doesn't take very long. That's the beauty of the craft glue. It dries really quick. So let's see what everybody's been saying here. Imagine being a person who has to put this kit together in the box. It would do my head in. Oh, well, Steph usually, she usually freaks out in this kind of stuff. This I find very relaxing. I really do. Most people think I'm nuts, but I think it's fun. I mean, it just goes on and on. And it's great. It really is great fun. My lifting piano skills are me supervising them. Oh, come on. Well, yeah, they let the guys do it. Where are you taking the piano? Is one question. And another question is, it doesn't have wheels on the legs. I mean, I don't know what kind of piano it is. So yeah, I don't know what you're doing with it, where you're going with it. But don't they normally have, well, yeah, the really expensive pianos, I don't think have wheels. Or the really old ones don't have wheels. I'm not sure. I have a friend who has a baby grand that I'd love to get my hand on because it's just sitting in her living room with pictures and crap stuffed all over it. And I told her, if you ever want to get rid of that, I'll find a way to get it here. My son won't be too happy because he's the one that's going to have to lift it. But I'd love to. I'd love to have one. Of course, God, I don't even know where the hell I'd put it. I'd have to buy a bigger house just to make the piano fit. We've outgrown this house terribly. It's just, yeah, no more room. I'd have to bring it over to Bill's and put it in his basement. So I'm going to move the drums and put in the piano. But there, we've accomplished that. And I think it's pretty cool, guys. Our next steps are, which I already showed you all the pictures framed and stuff that I already put together, and started on that one roof peak, which we did, or which I did, I should say. All right, see, I'm trying to jump ahead, so we're not here forever. But there's, that part there. That's actually the stack for the top, which I'll show you the photograph. This way everybody knows what the hell I'm talking about. This is what it's going to look like when it's finished. If you guys can see that. Close up. That's what it's going to look like when it's done. And the witch hat that I just showed you is the roof right over here for that round section of the treasure house. And you'll see all this stuff is just, the rooms are going to be crammed. They all light up. The square box that I showed you that I wired up today is actually right here. So that's what that's going to look like. And then you can see where everything is going to be placed and put. It's really going to be fun. The wiring part is going to be interesting. I didn't have too much trouble with the last wiring I did on the last one, except for I didn't like the way they had it set up. This one is different. I don't see any clamps to hold anything in place, so I might be doing a little, little rigging to make it work, but I'll do the best that I can to get it where it's hidden. Usually they run it through the track toward the top of the ceiling area, and so that you don't notice it. But then, yeah, you just flip the switch and everything lights up, which is going to be just totally awesome. So that's exactly what that's the end of the, the project is that. To get it all together and get it to light up. And Miss Betty is leaving us. Good night, Betty. I hope it wasn't too boring for you. Her medicine's kicking in. Oh, good for you. Oh my God, I needed medicine terrible last night. I got hit with the worst fibro flare-up I've had in months. Laura, are you sure this ain't a miniature version of Susan's house? It looks like all the stuff she would have. Believe it or not, the last one I put together would be Susan's house, would be the castle. I don't think I would be able to get over there and get it off the shelf without knocking something down. I could try. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get it down and I'll show you guys. Hold on just a quick second. A little Laura Snow Bunny for you to look at. Try to do this without wrecking anything. I got to move other stuff out of the way so I don't knock stuff down. And try to get it on here without messing stuff up. Yeah, sure. I already messed something up. See that? That's what I get for moving it. My bad. Now I got to fix it. I did. I broke that off. I can fix it later. But I just want you guys to see it. I don't know. Can you see it, guys? That's the last one I did. This is more of Susan's house. It's got kitty cats all over the place. Good Lord of mercy. But yeah, that's the first one that I put together. And it does light up. Let me see if I can get, sure the batteries are still good. There we go. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? No, not really, because let's turn this down. Let's see. There we go. Now you can see it's all lit up. Hey, Joe. Hey, Jimmy. I was enjoying the show. I got to go back and rewatch it. I didn't know you guys were going to be live when I scheduled this, but that's the first one I did with all its lights and all its glory. But yeah, this is more of a Susan style house. And this was a blast to put together. I actually wanted to make the clock functional, but I didn't have enough room inside to put a functioning Clockworks in there. That would have been friggin' epic, but what can you do? But that's the very first one that got me going on this. And let me get it out of the way. And we'll put it back on its shelf. It's a heavy little bugger, to be honest. Yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, Joe, you guys missed all of the... They were turning my craft show into into the porn channel. I had no idea you were going to be live. My live was just a random. Yep. I just because I couldn't figure out what night to do it. And I said, well, Sunday nights nobody does anything, so I'll do it. And nope. Then you popped up. I'm like, well, shit. I wanted to hear all that, and I couldn't hang out. Oh, thanks, Rob. Yeah, it was fun to do. I had a good time doing that one. So that's what made me. I was glad that I got these as gifts. This one should be pretty cool too. And I love it that they all light up. Like I said, the only thing is the wiring, the way the wiring system is, I'm not too thrilled with it, but it is what it is. And they give you little sticky tapes that you wrap around the wires. You know, that's just lame. So I solder them. This way they're not going to come apart, because once the thing is in there, forget it. You know, you're not getting it out to rewire it. So it was just better to have just solder all the wires together. And that's what I'll do with this one, is I'll solder all the wires together. Nothing wrong with some sex talk. Well, they were telling me, Joe, that I should start a new profession with a phone. I don't know if I want to do that. Laura's testing out new things for OnlyFans. Yeah. Miniatures, but you get the private show if you pay. Which would be brilliant, because I'd probably make a fortune. You know, building miniatures naked or some kind of weird shit like that. I'll pass on that one. This girl's too old to be doing that. Not to mention the fact that, you know, somebody had said that to me before about me doing the OnlyFans thing, you know, with the feet pictures and stuff like that. And I think, get the hell out of here. Because we know somebody that knows a woman that bought a brand new fifth wheel by doing the OnlyFans with foot pictures. It took her like 2 months to save up money doing that. And they bought a brand new fifth wheel. I'm like, get out of town. I carry the I carry the title of minister. I'm an ordained minister. How do I explain that one? You know, I mean, a little cheeky talk I'm good with, but yeah, pictures, no. How long did the last one take to make? Oh, it took me a month. It took me a month to do, and I worked on it like every day. And I've been working on this stuff every day, but just a little at a time. I also didn't show you the stained glass. I've got the stained glass piece here, which is cool. And then there's also, I can get into it without knocking everything else over. A couple other little things. This I think is a little lame, but I'll see how it goes and how it looks inside the building. This is their version of a grandfather clock. I think it's kind of sad. So I don't know if I'm going to hand make one or not. I might. It depends. Jesus watched Lafayette. But he didn't do it naughty and on the internet. So and then I thought, gee, it would cost me a fortune in shoes because you got to have great shoes to do weird stuff like that. And I'm not spending that kind of money on fancy shoes. And the ones I have are old. So, and then of course I have the mirror that we put together. I put together. So that's cool. It actually works. Look. So it's pretty cool. Yes, the only thing I'm not too thrilled with is the grandfather clock. I think it's kind of lame. So I might hand build another one with extra parts. I've got old watches and stuff around that I might be able to fashion. Because I've done one before with the large scale dollhouse that I built years ago. I did the wood casing of the clock out of scrap wood, and the face was a watch that belonged to my grandmother years ago. So that's what I used as the face. And then, of course, the pendulum inside the cabinet. So it all depends. It depends on how I feel, how that one looks, and if it's not too cheesy. Let's see. Laura, get the sexy lace fishnet body stockings built in that. Comfortable. Yeah. Yeah. Miniatures and fishnets. Let's see. Laura, which brand of miniatures do you work with? All kinds. All kinds, boo. Actually, I make a lot of originally I started out doing everything was handmade, custom. But that takes a long time. The last 2 full-scale dollhouses that I did were all custom, and they each took a year because I would do my own hardwood flooring, tile flooring, all of that. It was all custom, and the furniture was handmade. That's when I was able to do all of that stuff. If I choose to, like I said before, my niece's, the one I made for my niece is still downstairs. She moved out and didn't take it with her. So I was thinking of stripping that one down. If she wasn't going to use it for anything, strip it down and then do it maybe in a Gothic style. And then it means starting all over again. And that'll probably take me maybe longer because the hands don't work that great anymore. Thinking about doing, if I do it, it'll probably take me about a year or 2 to complete it because I'd have to strip it down to bare bones and I want to rewire it. That was another thing with this. I would have liked to have cut channels into the wood to put the wiring in and then hide it with wallpaper. But as you can see, look at the width of this. Look at that. I mean, my God, that's like a 1/4 inch, maybe an 8. And it's just, yeah, I would about a 1/4 to an 1/8 of an inch. If I was to attempt to cut a channel in there to lay that, that wiring, I think this would split. So I don't think I could get away with it. Because, I mean, look at it. It's something I could probably experiment with because I do have the tools to cut the channel in. But I don't think this is sturdy enough to handle that pressure. And then it would weaken the stability of the wall. Ain't nothing wrong with OnlyFans that make that money. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do that. Let's see. Do you know how many YouTubers in the paranormal, specifically females, have an OnlyFans account? My understanding is it's quite a few. Really? Well, more power to them. Okay. I've been thinking about getting one of the book nooks. Yes. Yeah, boo. Get one of those to start with. Like I said, these came from Amazon. I got them all as gifts. And they have all different ones. Start with the smaller one to see if you like it. And if you do, I mean, I think you're going to get hooked. If you enjoy crafting and miniature stuff, you're going to be hooked the minute you buy the first one. Because as soon as, I'm done with these, I'm going to be like, oh God, I have another one. But then what the hell am I going to do with it, Some may or may not have an OnlyFans in this community. Would you sell them if you could? You know what? Yeah, I would. If somebody would want to buy one, I would. You could try a cutting wheel on a Dremel on a test script. Yeah, I do have a Dremel, but I also have a hand piece for a Dremel, and I have customized tips. Um, Working through the dental field, all small burrs and um diamond discs. I've got all of that stuff, so I could actually route out a channel for wiring. I'd have to test it out, but then, like I said, I would be concerned about it compromising the wall. Jimmy's got one. I knew it. Jimmy, that hot, sexy, got one. Joe's got one too. Do you do things with peanut butter, Joe? Towing a trailer with two time piano. You have two pianos? Where the hell are you going with these pianos? I share my naughty bits for $5.99 a month. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Joe says, sign me up. That's hilarious. Do you take requests, Jimmy? Oh no. You opened up a can of worms there, Jimmy. Rob says, I'll buy Susan's house. Oh, the one I'm doing now? Oh, jeez, Rob. Unfortunately, it would cost a lot. You're in the UK, right, Rob? Is that where you are? You know what it would cost to ship that thing? And then I'd have to have it insured because the parts are delicate. If probably get, the way they treat stuff in the post, they probably use it as a football. Hell no, I don't have an OnlyFans. Believe me, no one wants to see my ass naked. But your ass has an award. It's got an award for a reason. It's because it's probably cute and round. Now, what would be insane is someone playing it while you go. Oh my, yes, Sage, that would be hilarious. I would buy Susan's house, honestly. Yeah, I'm in the UK. Oh my God. Well, we'll see if it turns out. That's up to you, Rob. But then I gotta tell you, it's going to cost a lot. I'd have to figure out on a price for the finished product, and then the shipping. Oh, good Lord, the shipping. That's, I don't know. Well, we'll see. When it's done, Rob, we'll see. If you want it that bad. At least here, I know in the States, it'd probably cost me, I don't know, 30, 40 bucks. To ship it to you would probably cost 100. So you're thinking, okay, a kit, well, let's see, 40, and me putting it all together, I don't know, it's several hundreds of dollars. That's just, now one of the large scale doll houses that I did, I would have at least charged, seeing it was all custom and all that, at least $1,500 to $2,000, because everything was hand cut, hand done, handmade. And it weighs 1,000,000 pounds. It would cost a fortune. It takes two people to carry it. Joe, then they can pay to see your goods. Well, if people want to see it, does Susan come with it? No, I'm not. I can't raffle off Susan. Sorry, you'd have to talk to Susan about that. Even though I don't think Susan would mind a trip to the UK. Danny doesn't pay to see the goods unless it's Jimmy. Oh, yeah, I know. It's got the hots for Jimmy. I used to get random photos of goods, random women on Facebook. It was kind of strange. I didn't know that. Well, because Joe, some just don't. Some girls just don't care. They have no morals. no self-respect. My sister used to get pictures like that from guys, and she showed me them. I'm like, oh my God. They'd be like, hey, my name's so and so. And then you get a dick pic. I'm thinking, that's just disgusting. And her and about probably 40 other women got the same photograph. Yeah, that makes me want to date you. I'm going to run right out and I'm not going to sit on a trailer at 90 miles an hour. Just strap yourself down. You'll be all right, Pinky. I could see Pinky and her onesie on the piano, strapped down on the back of a trailer, playing Beethoven or some Mozart or something. That's a trip right there. Excuse me. That's hilarious. Oh my God. Let's see if our broom is dry. Dry and stable enough so that we could put the... Yeah, that's still a little weak. So I'm going to reinforce the break on this broom again with some more glue. And then I'll have to put the chains on later. I don't want to take the chance of destroying that. So we're going to reinforce it again with a little bit more glue. If it didn't show, we'd put a little duct tape on it. Because, like I said, duct tape is the engineer's friend. You can make everything with duct tape. I've actually done that when I used to work, believe it or not, years ago when I worked for Xerox. And we were in the factory area. And we needed a ramp for the parts that we were making because we were doing toner parts. And they didn't have one. So we manufactured a ramp that we needed. It was like a chute from our station down to the box. And so we manufactured, me and a friend of mine that worked on the same line, manufactured one out of cardboard boxes and duct tape. It was beautiful. It worked. It outlasted the job, to be honest with you. But there, I've added a little more on there to add a little more stability to that. So we're going to let that dry overnight before I apply that tiny, tiny chain. Let's see how our banner turned out. Let's get the tweezers out. Oh, I think I got a crooked bead, guys. The bead went crooked on me. And so did the flag part. So we're going to have to reapply. As you can see, I'm going to reapply there. That's how it works in the land of miniatures. Sometimes you got to redo stuff, make things work. It's just the way it goes. And I'll wait till that's more stable and in place before I fix that bead. So I'm saying some of the designs on these really stink. If I was to engineer the design on most of these, and I know they do it because it's cheap, easy way to sell the kit. They try to make it easy for everybody to be able to do it. I get it, but make it so they don't have to struggle either, And sometimes it is a big struggle just to make things work. Because you damn well ain't nobody know. They design it and nobody, they're not putting it together. So there, we reapplied it. I'll let it set and we'll see how that goes from here. By tomorrow, it should be good to go. And that would be that. Let's get caught up on here. Let's see. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it's just strange that random person that I don't know would do something like that. It is strange, Joe, because like I said, my sister didn't even know this guy. And hey, how's it going? My name is so-and-so, and bam. Oh, thank you, Sage. And I try to do it and explain it so that you guys get it, and you see how the experience of it. Like I said, these, I just had fun putting these together, little crates, just the cutest stupid thing. But and another prime example of these decorative boxes, which were stacked 3 pieces of wood box, wooden squares, and then those stupid stickers, and they all had to be glued because and this represent their books. So when I put them in the next bookcase apparently that I'm making, there'll be a stack of books. Same thing with these with the jewel on top. Again, they're supposed to represent books on the side with the jewel on the top. So it's, it's a little work, a little bit here and there, but I enjoy that small, minute little thing. It's just, I don't know. It's a sense of accomplishment when you finally get it together. I would definitely be interested in the house, though, Laura. I don't care about the cost. My daughter would love it. Okay, well, Rob, when I'm done with it, and we'll see what we can do. How many parts have you glued to the table? Oh, none. None. My fingers, that's a different story. Because even though I've got the long nails, which help hold the stuff, I've always got glue all over the tips of my fingers. And stuff is stuck. Or I've glued it to the instructions. Let's see. The Snap-on guy sent me a video of himself doing the helicopter. What? Oh my God. The Snap-on. Did you get a free tool? Pinky. Oh my God. People are just sad. Was a little helicopter. Oh my God. You should have told me I needed a bigger tool. It's a shame. Snap-on has a reputation. Bad rep. A kiddie ride at the amusement park. Oh my God. You guys are just in rare form tonight. The getting dick pics always happen in the old Yahoo chat rooms. There was more hot dog there. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's just a big turnoff to me. It's just, ugh. If they're showing it to you, and like I said, how many other women are getting that same photograph? They're just, I mean, you laugh. It's funny, but it's, that's a big turnoff. I get it. People do think, free love and all that shit, whatever, whatever floats your boat. But, if you really respected yourself, you wouldn't be, selling it to everyone that passes by the window. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just old fashioned. Who knows? But they were foot long dogs. Oh, the Yahoo chats. Oh my God. It was like MySpace. Oh my God. I still have a MySpace account. I forgot all about that stupid thing. Do you guys still have any of those accounts? Boo says most likely it isn't even. Yeah, you're right, Boo. And now with AI, who knows who it belongs to? You're right, Laura. Especially if they're Manscaped. It's just gross. Oh, like I said, the one that my sister got, she laughed it off. I go, that's okay, funny, but that's that's disgusting. But the girls are the same way, which is really sad. I know when my son was dating, he was like, talk to the girl for a few minutes on the computer, and then she goes, "Oh, you want to go hook up?" He's like, "I don't even know you. Get the hell out of here." Because I says, "Yeah, how many other people have tapped that?" I said, "Yeah, tell her to take a walk." They still have MySpace. The last time I checked, I guess so. I sent a message back asking, where is it? Oh my God, Pinky. My neighbor used to come outside naked. Cops called out several times, but by my neighbors, they had kids. Oh my God. Yeah, that's just wrong. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm gonna go grab something, guys. I'll be right back. Keep the chat rolling. I'll be right back. Oh, what the fuck? Hello.
Hang on. Hello?
What?
What are you doing? Can you come down here?
I'm online on a live program. What's the matter?
She fell out of bed. I can't get her up. My back won't take it.
All right, hold on. Let me shut it down. I'll be right down.
Right.
All right, bye. All right, guys, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to end the program. I received a phone call from my father. My mother's fallen. I have to go downstairs and make sure she's okay. I want to thank everybody for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Sorry, it's got to be quick, but everybody take care. And I'll see you tomorrow morning on The Brew. See you guys then. Sorry.